Welcome to the new episode of Basically Speaking. In this episode, we talk a lot about many things and take a deep dive about one particular issue. So we start with giving you an update of what is happening, what happened in our recent past. And then we move on to a particular issue related to the new Nepal's new government's digital initiatives.
Yeah.
And using that example and instance, we talk about some philosophical and some social science concept of social acceleration, modernity. So it's a fun episode. We hope that you enjoy it.
Yeah.
An episode of Basically Speaking. We've been busy very much in our own work.
I think the last one was when you were about to submit your thesis.
I think it was.
Or you all submitted already?
I can't remember. So it's been a long time.
Maybe somehow in the middle of you. We were waiting for your.
Yeah.
And now you're a doctor.
Yeah. So we can maybe begin with updating.
Yeah.
What we've done. So the biggest update is I have finally defended my thesis successfully.
Congratulations, Dr. Pragyan.
Yeah, so I am officially Dr. Pragyan Thapa.
Yeah.
So it was nice. It was.
So now you can say my name is Dr. Pragyan Thapa.
Yeah. So, but it feels very strange to associate doctor, but yeah.
But you know the word doctor. Doesn't mean actually physician. So if you look etymologically, so doctor means it comes from the docent. So teaching. So it means actually teachers. So it fits more with the PhD than MBBS.
Yeah. But now I think the term doctor is associated more with medical doctors. So that's the interesting thing. But so it's interesting. I have doctor, but I'm not a medical doctor, but a PhD doctor, which is a different thing.
I remember my mom was telling me when I finished my PhD and became doctor. So my relatives were asking like, now you can test stool and blood and urine. Maybe we can test, but we don't know what to say about that.
With the lab test and something like that. Yeah. But what about you? What big change has happened?
Now you are no more my student. So I cannot order you anymore. And I'm much relieved now. It's a proud moment. And I was working on the second book.
Yes.
It was more focused on how to become a researcher. It's nothing about research method or how to use qualitative, quantitative. It's more about telling my lived experience.
Okay.
So
when it will be out?
Just finish the final editing. Hopefully the next couple of days.
Yeah.
The book will be out.
Okay, so once it's near, I think once it's released, I think we should do one episode dedicated to that. What's the title of the book?
It's called Becoming a Researcher.
Becoming a Researcher.
And then the subtitle is very interesting. It's Dancing with Theory, Practice and Life.
Okay. So it's not about it's a dance book.
It's about dance, yeah. So it's what I'm trying to bring is my lived experience, my own experience. And usually when we read these books, they talk about methods and theories. But I think you have also experience. You also transform in the process of doing research, right? And it's not you finish the PhD and everything is finished. So my point is, you just on the way of becoming a researcher.
Yeah.
So tell us about your experience a little bit.
About
as a being, did you find any change, or you think you are still the same gully boy? Or
I think I a lot of things to say, and also a lot of things I have learned, and I like this term. I have also unlearned a lot of things about research.
That's very important.
One of the most important thing is to have more confidence on what problems that interest me, and have more familiarity of different research tradition and which research tradition I resonate with, right? So a lot of things. So when I started, as I've already mentioned, I had a very different view on research, and I didn't think that I would end up doing critical research, but a lot of times the data or the fieldwork that I did or the problems that got me interested throughout this journey made me put me in a different path from where I started. So to tell it more abstractly, but I think
that's the whole idea. What I'm trying to say in the book is a mirror, because it shows your own way of being a researcher, right? Not just a researcher, because it's not only about reading papers, writing, but it's also transform your own worldview, how you see the world.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's a window. I mean, you also see the world, and then you also show the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because we observe.
Yeah.
Many times we take it for granted, but as a researcher, we observe, and then we see our own position, and then by learning that, we also tell the world, this is how the things are going on, right?
Yeah, that's interesting, because I think I had this also in my thesis, where I talk about the worldview of the researcher and the worldview, and the problem and the field site, and how the two worlds collide. And it's informing each other, and then you need to dialogue with what is happening, and then come up and reflect on this, right? If you close these windows of opportunities, of reflexivity, as we like to call, right? Then it might, then you will stay the same person. So, and there's no change happening. So I think it's much to do with be very open-minded about and learning new things. So it's becoming a researcher, not being, or like
it's not achieved. Like, now I achieved the pinnacle, now nothing left. It's not like that. It's just you realize that what exactly research means. Being open-minded, be open, and then be ready to learn, right? To adapt, adjust, and then understand others' world. So recently I figured out, as a social scientist or philosophy or whatever, usually we focus on self, the individual, or the group. We call it others in essential philosophy, in the world. So this world means all these stuffs, and water and air and animals and plants. So how our relations with the world and with the others. If you try to understand this relation, everything comes out. Your identity, your ethics, right? And then what are the conditions that making it possible to live together, or not possible to live together, right? That come into political philosophy later.
So it's interesting that, so you talked about that it's the book is based on your experiences as a researcher, as a teacher as well, teaching research methods.
No, that's completely focused on my PhD life.
Okay,
It's nothing related to
not related to post PhD.
No, not post PhD, but there's one chapter that beyond PhD, how your life will be, right? How did you feel when you graduated the next empty?
No, I think
what the hell I have to do?
No, it was like any other other day. But when I got to think of that, now I'm no longer a PhD student. I've graduated, or like I've defended. It felt like one part of myself died, and now I have. I think now I've gotten a birth into something else, and in a sense that, like for like 4 years I lived with this problem, with this PhD project, but now I have to leap out of that. So that, and it's scary right now. I'm still in this phase where I have not yet figured out what is there for me next, but so I think I'm taking it time.
So as one chapter I said, like as a researcher, when we start PhD, so we are more dependent, right? Because we want to learn about the domain, we want to learn what is research, how to do these things. So you're very dependent on your supervisor. And then slowly, gradually, the idea is not always dependent on your supervisors. So the point is, in one point, you have to become independent, right? So independent doesn't mean you work in isolation or in your silos. Means now you should have your own voice, not just accepting whatever your supervisor says, but being critical, as you are critical theorists now.
Not exactly. I aspire to be.
So the idea is then supervisor also start to see that you're growing. And I can feel that, okay, my student is growing now, is more independent. So after that, the next phase now is like it's interdependent. So interdependent is not dependent. Interdependent is both are independent, but then we work in something collaboratively.
Exactly.
Right? So you come with your own idea, I come with my own idea. We combine and then create something novel out of that. So these three phases: dependent, independent, interdependent. So that's what we keep on growing all the time.
So this was a little teaser of what we might discuss in the later episode when we are specifically discussing about this new book you have. So it's written mostly targeting PhD students.
PhD or those who want to do PhD, or even for the supervisors, because they can also understand what kind of psychological struggle students do. So I'm also putting those. It's not a. Someone might get very discouraged by reading this book. Maybe it's not my cup of tea, but that's also good. You understand that this is not my aim to do. So I think the book will help.
That's interesting. So I think from that, I think we should move on to the topic that we think. I mean, for this episode, let's. We've been talking mostly about what personal at a personal level, what were the big things that happened in our life. Me defending my PhD thesis, and you working on your new book, finishing your new book. A big thing that happened that is relevant to us as Nepalis is we have gotten a newly elected government, and we have gotten a young leadership leading the country right now. Balendra Shah is the new Prime Minister, and the Rashtriya Swatantra Party has won lot of seats in this time's election. Huge majority. So and I can see that lot of positive hype going around, lot of expectations. So how do you like we are here in Norway sitting, we were not there to vote, but we at least are happy
because they make a fake false promise that we can vote from
here. Exactly. That's maybe that will soon happen, because the things that this government is promising is much more on efficiency and digital transformation. And the deep dive that we're going to take in today's episode is related to this digital approach, or like the pro-digital approach that from the start, from the beginning of the government. If let me give little bit of background. It's more like they've come up with this 100 days target.
A movie called 100 Days.
100. So our government has also taken out this 100 days mandate of sorts, where they have this specific goals and specific targets they want to achieve. And a lot of these targets, one key theme is around digital transformation of public sector services. And us being researchers within digital development and ICT for development that we do, I was interested to discuss with you this agenda of the new government, and also how we should look at all these initiatives that are being placed in place. A lot of them have already been implemented or are in early stage of implementation. Some are being.
I heard about you're getting passport in a very
quickly, or like
within 24 hours.
24 hours, or like they've also
to your,
that
right?
Exactly.
Licenses
within 24 hours. These kind of ambitions. So let's discuss that in that sense. So, but let's first of all discuss your own view about this government. How do you see? And then we discuss more on, because there are so many issues related to the promises that the new Nepali government, or the expectations people have with the new Nepali government, but we'll be focusing mostly around this digital transformation, digital Nepal approach of the new government. So what are your initial impressions of this government and their digital policies?
Well, I think we all know that change. We all were looking for change, right? And it was inevitable. But I have never thought that this party will actually get so much majority.
Yeah.
Somehow, but I was somehow thinking about some premonition about Balen's, the charisma. I have seen him giving this 1 or 2 minute speech, but somehow he had this charisma of connecting with the people. So people somehow look him as some kind of messiah.
Yeah.
And that's the bit dangerous part as well, right? And that's why I'm a little bit. I like this. I like him because he's not corrupt and he seems very dedicated. But at the same time, as this book, if you see the Fourth Revolution, so it's the first revolution. It says when the nation state, according to when the nation, actually the government try to control, so I want to do good for my country, my people. Suddenly it become authoritative.
Okay.
It's like if I say, I want to make Pragyan as a human being, right? So where is your agency, your freedom, right? And then you become a little bit, looks like you are benevolent, but at the same time, it looks little bit authoritative.
Yeah.
So that may create little bit, not little bit, but in long term, maybe that may create some challenge.
Yeah.
However, if we look into the example of Singapore, we call it benevolent dictatorship, right? So I don't know. I hope, because we don't know. It's just 1 month, right? Less than 2 months.
Yeah.
So at least let's see 1 year, 2 years, what happens.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm positive about them, and I wish them all the best.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any other alternate.
Yeah.
Right. About
but when
their actions are a little bit hasty, I would say. Like haste makes wastes. So and I was telling you many times that when you are inexperienced but you have aspirations, right? It seemed like in PhD.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know about you, but when I was new PhD students, and then I wanted to show off like I know everything, and then but when I used to get very critical question, that was the end of me, dead end, right?
Yeah.
So that can also happen in politics. So and you can see that some of the actions were actually somehow get back to them in a wrong way.
Yeah.
So mix, and then let's wait and see. Let's not criticize too much.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then be hopeful.
Yeah. So when if we put the spotlight now on say their focus on digital transformation, right? So we have this 100 days goal set by the government. Do you see the haste or inexperience in these initiatives as well? So so we talked a little bit about this this initiative that if you are going to apply for passports, then it will happen within the 24 hours, and then there'll also be a possibility that you don't need to go to the passport office or your nearest authority where you can collect the passport, but it will be delivered to your doorstep. Do you think it sounds like a very very nice initiative, and for someone like us who live in Norway, it's not a big thing. It's like something that happens here. Yeah, it's a very mundane thing that happens here. But what about Nepal, where we have to say that the postal service in Nepal it hasn't improved in the way that it needed to, right? We don't have proper address systems, right? So do you think haste in these kind of initiatives, or is it like something?
There's always some ideal world that we want to achieve, and then there's some reality. We have also seen during your fieldwork or my fieldwork. Getting passport sounds very nice, okay. But if you think about who is the beneficiary, so passports or the license or other services, these are very important. According to the wealth of nation, you have to have good institutions, right? The system should be good function, well functioning. But when we were in Bhalamchor or some other part of the Nepal,
rural Nepal,
and then when we talk about digitalization, and then they were saying, okay, come on, people living in this area, they just know how to read this SMS. And if you ask them to upload some document using WhatsApp or the smartphone, that's not going to work. Right? So there's one infrastructural. So I feel like, are these policies just focus on Kathmandu? And if Kathmandu is overall Nepal, maybe not, right? So I always feel that the actual marginalized people are excluded more and more, right? So I don't see substantive change. What are the programs? Maybe it will come in the future. I don't know. But I am still trying to figure out what exactly is the plan they have for this very ground level. The people, those who are really seeking for. I will not say help, because I will not say they're passive receiver. The idea is how they should be able to actualize their capabilities. So I think that's somewhere I have still not. So the digitalization is fine, but
if you see, to a certain extent, they are just promising digitalization of, say, more administrative services, or like that is, or cut the bureaucratic processes a lot. But does that kind of, in one way it can create a lot of efficiency in terms of administrative workload, or make it easier for people to get access to passports or documents or like these things. But development challenge is much more broader than that, right? It's not to do with like how do you make as you said, how do you make digital systems work so that it works for the people who are lacking healthcare services, right? Or like they don't have access to other services, right? So
from development perspective, right? And we always ask the questions: is it providing digital tools is a development? Maybe no, it's just a means, right? So the whole point is, are these people who doesn't have access to healthcare or the education or the employment opportunities, how these tools actually going to facilitate? That's more important for me than. So I'm not saying whatever they are doing is wrong, but what I'm saying is maybe just digitalizing these government offices may not reflect the actual focus on development.
Exactly. That's an interesting point. But also, I think they're much more focused. One is they're lacking this long-term vision of how digitalization can be worked. So for more broader development outcomes, not just administrative efficiencies, right? We always talk about this instrumental approach of digital technology.
That's when we talk about the modernization of modernity, and then always these tools come as an instrument. This is for something, right? Oh, I learned AI so that I can get job. So we are turning this human as resources. Okay, there's a resources demanded by some organization, and we are going to prepare you as a resource for that organization. So, but what about those who are living in villages and they want to do, in Balamchor and other places we saw, like they want to just stay there, grow this agricultural products, right? And then just get market. If there's some app that can help them to explore the market, if they can get the access to the supply chain and all that. Those were their very simple demands.
Yeah.
This village, what was this? Namunagaon, smart village.
Ghalegaon. Yeah.
Have you seen any excess use of digital technology?
I think they use mobile phones and internet.
Simple, but what was actually building their village is how they were engaged in collective actions and then exploring the culture of this village, and then the figuring out how we can actually market our culture, our product, local product. So they were not talking about, oh, now I can use this and that. They were more about, and the only digitalization based on their everyday experience was they used to make this TikTok and then promote them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So. But I also think maybe because a lot of because the new government came into power because the Gen Z revolution, the movement that happened before that, it had a strong resistance or strong disappointment with the corruption that was prominent in the country, and a lot of times the corruption that takes place, or the mechanism or processes that kind of facilitate corruption is bureaucracy, or like government processes where like you need to pay someone to get things done. So maybe in that sense, as I read these initial interest in digital transformation is, as we said, not focus on broader development, but in the immediate they want to use this system so that they can reduce corruption. From what I understand, they want to do it.
See, the corruption is not the technical problem; it's the problem of the human, right?
Yeah.
And I have to confess that when I was in Nepal, or when I go to Nepal, and if I have to do something, I have a limited vacation, right? And I want to make some certificates, anything, and then because if I follow the route, it will take many days, right?
Yeah.
And then I would like to actually pay someone, and if this guy can do it faster. You see where it's coming from. Even I'm talking about anti-corruption and all this big ideology, but when I go to the real practice, I do that.
Yeah.
Hey Pragyan, do you know someone? Could you please fix that, because I have to go in 2 days?
Yeah.
And then I find it easy to use the social capital, right? So it is not a technical problem.
Yeah.
And then if we just focus on how to use this technology, how to make it transparent, no, human are the main actually those who do the corruption.
Corruption, right? And also we've seen that, I think it's not quite new. Before this government, I think the governments before the current one, they have introduced digital initiatives like the national ID systems, and also digitalizing a lot of this. They have already these initiatives or these efforts have already been started, right? But as we can see, have they really reduced corruption, or like have they encouraged corruption in new ways?
It can encourage the corruption in new ways. I'm telling you my own experience, because I always nowadays I talk based on my lived experience, not reading books and all that. I went to make this national ID. They said it's all fully digitalized. And then I thought, oh, that's interesting. So first thing, I went to this where they take the passport picture, and the laptop was keep on hanging.
Okay.
It took half an hour just to take my picture, and there were people sitting around, like hundreds of people.
Okay.
So I was just thinking, why don't you just change this laptop? And then they said, because if you make it efficient, then people will not pay you.
Okay.
Right? Because things will become faster, so how will you make money out of it, right? So it's sometimes they said, sometimes maybe it's an intentional thing. So you see, even you have a technology, right?
Okay. This happened in the government office,
Government office.
Okay.
And then, next, they said, I said, is there any website where I can fill my information for national ID? No, you have to go to this photocopy shop.
Yeah, exactly.
They will fill with you. And then they fill this thing, printed out. I took this printed paper and then went to this office.
Yeah.
And then I have to go 3-4 windows to get some signatures and all that thing.
Yeah.
So the point is, you cannot throw all these employees or the bureaucracy, right? It will take time. I mean, you have to make them competent, but more than competent, you have to make them more wise.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, more having some wisdom. Okay, I should not do these things. So until and unless this change come from within, at the same time, I'm not saying that digitalization is bad.
Yeah,
Don't take me wrong. Because we cannot avoid that, right? Because the globalization, if Nepal wants to catch up with the global market, digitalization is very important to deal with this global market, right? So, but the challenge here is we have to also look into the challenges. So, as the Herman Rosa says, it's called the desynchronization. Means digitalization will make things faster, but the institution doesn't change that fast. Rules and regulations and then our habits, it takes time. So then there's an acceleration in one point, but there's a slowness and the break, you call it. Then this actually desynchronization create alienation problem. There's a problem. Something is going very fast, but we are not able to catch up. And in our case, we have a double desynchronization. If you don't digitalize, you cannot catch up with the globalization. If it accelerates too fast, you cannot catch up with the people in the remote part, right?
Exactly.
So I'm curious to see how they have a smart people on board. So hopefully.
So we in information systems and ICT for development research, we always talk about socio-technical processes, and you give a really good example of how you can have the best well-designed system, but if you have people who will use the system in different diverse way, maybe more efficiently or maybe in more problematic ways, right? How you give an example of how they were happy with the slow computer system because that gave them a more power and they can gatekeep have more power and gatekeep information and then gatekeep access of people to the services, right? And you also touched upon how although the system might be fast, people might be slow, or like the culture that is quite used to. So and also I think in the past few days we were having this discussion how in Nepal if you write an email to a person, it's highly unlikely that person might respond, right? In the setting where we are right now, it's considered bad etiquette or bad habit that someone has approached you or wrote to you and you are not responding to it, right? So do you think that is also a kind of the culture or the pattern that needs to also change for the systems to synchronize?
Yes, exactly. Right? That's very beautifully you said, because we cannot. Technological acceleration is only one aspect of speeding up the thing, right? Communication is fast, we can travel fast, and then the whole idea was to save time. But if you see, people are more busy, right? People, I don't have time, I'm so tired. Why? If the technology can make things faster and then development should go faster, that's not happening. In the developing countries, which is very advanced in the AI and all that, you see the depression is getting more and more, increasing more in the young people.
You mean developed countries?
Even in developed countries, right? That's what the Herman Rosa says, because this acceleration is happening in one point. So let's say you have 2 books. I said, okay, read in 6 months. And then, okay, 2 books, 6 months, I can do it. And then, now I have more access, I give you 20 books now. Fast, okay? Do you think your mind will become faster accordingly? And with the same time?
I highly doubt,
What you will do is you will just skim through, right? And then you will never go deep into these ideas. And then you will understand very superficially. And whatever is superficial, and no foundation, it will in one point it will sink.
Right? That's interesting because just recently, or at the current time, the current government of Nepal has been criticized for trying to do things very fast without following due process. So, like for example, they want to implement a policy, or like through ordinance, rather than going it through the parliament. Exactly. So just because they think it's much more efficient to do it this way without following due processes.
And this efficiency is one of the one of the possibilities of modernization.
Yeah.
This technology. You want to become more efficient. Yeah, and then more metrics in evaluation, measurement, quantification. Those are faster.
Yeah.
But it's take away the human aspect of it. We have a culture, we have a social norms, we have a way of actually dealing with the people, right? So you see, we have more. I remember in Pokhara, when I was in Pokhara many years ago. So they introduced these traffic lights, and then traffic was more congested.
Yeah.
Than before, because without traffic lights, people were so on way, they were just moving and flowing and going here and there. With the traffic light, nobody understood what's going on. So they removed after 1 week. Right? So it's not just technology, but we need the human. As I said, it's a very human technology and culture, our history, where we coming from.
Yeah.
All these play roles. In this.
But this is not to say that we don't need traffic lights.
No. As I said,
we become more efficient if we don't have traffic lights.
So the whole idea what this book, Fourth Revolution, says is that there's a called Fabian approach or something. That's an incremental way of introducing whatever change you bring. So it should not overnight change the habit of the people. Right? I can, like it took 3-4 years for you to train your mind to become a researcher. If I say, I want to make you PhD in 3 months, it will never happen.
Yeah.
Because it takes its own process.
Yeah.
Our body has a limitation. The physics has a limitation. It cannot excel from one point, right?
Yeah.
So we have to adapt and then do the incremental change, not overnight. That will actually create a lot of
but considering that, like all this hype with artificial intelligence and generative AI and all the promises around it, that you can do things quite efficiently, quite quickly, less time consuming, you can get rid of a lot of unnecessary processes. Do you think that that logic or that mentality is what the government is latching on to, because they have to show progress or show their what do you call, because they have a lot of the public has a lot of expectations on them, so they need to do things quickly and show change efficiently and in small amount of time with greater velocity and speed. So they think that digitalization is something that aligns with their principle in that way.
Of course. You see, that's what I'm saying. Now the people living in urban area, because these are the young generation. Young generation is they want efficiency, fast acceleration, right? But those majority of people living in remote areas, rural areas, it doesn't matter what's going on. Like if I ask my father, mother, they'll say, I don't know. Okay, maybe he's doing something, it doesn't affect. I have to go to hospital, walk in the the sunny. My eyes are not working. Things are so expensive. So you see, their problem is very different.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time, now this government is among this youth, young generation, and young generation now actually, if they don't cope with this acceleration, the faster acceleration. Like nobody will say, I want to slow down, I need a very slow internet connection or very slow, I want to walk instead of driving. Nobody will do that. And I don't say that to go back to the Stone Age. Because it will keep on, it's a very, it's a very institutional process. If you don't cope, you will die.
That's truth,
So I don't have solution. If I had a solution, I might be not sitting here, right? Maybe I was replacing Balin. but I don't know how to get this resonance. We can only, as a social scientist, we can only show the reality The reality is this. If we just keep on focusing on only technology, making things efficient, maybe in long run it's not going to sustain.
So
that's our
that's interesting, because somehow we in this discussion we kind of indicated a problem, this what do you call the misalignment with
desynchronization, misalignment
with
when it desynchronized. The beautiful term is that then suppose the people living in remote areas, they will start feeling alienation, right? And it's a very critical theorist language, alienation. So they feel alienated. And he used the term and then world becomes silent for them. So everything looks silent, it doesn't talk to you. I mean, you cannot resonate. And then that creates more and more frustrations. So the government need to actually make a plan. Fine, digitalization going faster, but they have to also think how they make it more inclusive to these people.
So do you also think that the ideal users, or the citizens who the current government is imagining or thinking about when they want these kind of ultra advanced digital system, is young people, digital native people, but at the same time the reality is there's just other groups of people coming from different walks of life, older people, middle-aged people who are not digital natives. So you also need to have a digital system that is inclusive to their
walks. So for example, let's say a farmer in somewhere in Magdi village, right? You don't need to train them, make them competent, but create some kind of thing so that they can use it, or there should be some intermediary to help them to sell their product, right? To get the market, to make their agriculture more efficient.
But I think most of the promises right now is you get rid of the middleman, you get rid of everything, and then you just connect to the supplier and the buyer.
That's a very wrong approach, because here the assumption is all human beings are rational in Nepal, which is not. Very rational thinker, right?
I think
they all understand. It's not.
I think it's also in the case throughout the world. We are all not rational beings, right?
That's the whole idea. You see, about this Sugumbasi problem, the
squatters,
what do you call it? It's a very bad word. Settlers or
squatters.
Squatters is very derogating word.
Or slum dwellers, or
okay, landless settlers or whatever. So you see, one point is when they say, let's count how many are there. Let's provide building for them. You see, this is a quantification. You're counting, measuring, and then think that they'll be solved the problem if you just shift the house. But it's not like I wrote this little bit blog. I said between building and belonging. Right? It's not okay. But again, I will shift you. I'll give you a better house somewhere in Samoa Island or somewhere like Fiji. But maybe you will not get connected. I'm not saying Fiji. I want to go to Fiji and stay there. But my point is, if you bring this Fiji people, remove suddenly and put somewhere else, that then you feel groundlessness. So it's not only about getting house or living and eating. Humans are much more than that. So somewhere the government run by elites, those who have never faced that kind of challenge, never lived that life. So this is
that's an interesting take, and I think it's something of a needed kind of criticism of this government, because a lot of times this kind of thinking that that why are they not leaving the place where they are illegally have illegally settled for a better place, because it's very complicated than just simple rational choice that people make, right?
So I have seen people brag about it in social media. Oh, digitalized. Oh, they just put someone in jail. But if you see these, I'm not saying these are bad things. What I'm saying is, still I don't see the substantive change to the people who are really needing this kind of the support from the government. Let's say this custom 100 rupees. I saw pictures, people buying this 100 rupees rice or something, and they are troubling them. So you
mean the
prices
border
in the
custom control? Yeah.
Prices are going up.
Yeah.
People are actually suffering from that.
Yeah.
Right? So think about it.
Yeah.
Do they care how much digitalize you do, how many passports you can make in one day? They don't care.
Yeah.
So what they care is, can I get 2 times food easily? Right? Can the government help me in doing these things? Can I work easily as a foreigner or immigrant? Right?
Yeah.
Can we actually support our country? Right? So how can we do that?
Yeah.
So you don't see any. Still, I feel very uncomfortable. And when you try to collaborate with someone out there, so government might have some intention, but the people working out there, they don't have those attitudes. It doesn't change overnight. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So still, you feel no, maybe something is trying to go very faster speed. But when you go faster, there's a chances of very huge drastic accidents.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, but again, we are just commenting on the more initial phase of the government's policies and planning, and because this is, and I can say
this is nothing to about saying that this is a bad choice.
Yeah.
Still, I like this. Very young, enthusiastic aspirant, and they would really want to change.
But I think one key thing that I appreciate about this government is they are very much focused on accountability, right? So at least if things don't work out sooner or later, they will have to. I hope they will reconsider their approaches and then look into more, as we picked on, how digitalization must be linked to more broader social change goals, not just administrative.
As a researcher, our job is not to say whatever going on is good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Our job is to actually show the real mirror. And we are trying to help, not trying to discourage. Right?
Yeah.
Trying to help them. You have to have this holistic way of looking into the problem.
Yeah.
Right? If you just fix one problem and then want to make efficient, it will backfire to them in the long run. Right? So what we are trying to do is to show the through window you see, and then in mirror look at yourself. Are you really grounded in the reality? It's more like idealistic way of implementing.
So we touched upon a lot of contemporary issues that's happening in Nepal, and then we also touched upon some philosophical, conceptual, social theory ideas. And I think that's a good way to understand things in general. We talked about modernization, we talked about social acceleration, right? So these are important ways we need to make sense of what is happening in our country or like in the world. So
now we are going next month. Hopefully, we will be able to get out from the airport, as we have criticized a lot.
But some constructive criticism.
But you see, we never talk about politics before, right? Because we were hopeless, frankly speaking, in the previous government. So it was useless to talk about or criticize. But right now, I feel like now these people want to change. And hopefully they want to listen also. Right? And then if we can share our knowledge, it's great for us.
That is good. I think that is something that we need to, because next month in May we will be traveling to Nepal for IFIP 9.4 conference.
Yes.
And that is something we should take, and then also see for ourselves how things are changing in Nepal, because it might the lived experience, living in the country and then living somewhere far, and then looking through the prism of social media, and
we should not believe in the social. Okay, when I say don't believe, but of course we have to look into it. Because social media nowadays the election shows that it's not only fake algorithms, right? It really works in reality as well. So we cannot completely ignore. But at the same time, we just keep on looking at the social media, and then don't actually look into the real experience of the people who are away from this kind of technology, then we will miss the reality.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. So our next episode would be us coming back from Nepal and then sharing our view on how our own experiences was or like is in the new scenario, which is like within the new Balen government. So that would be interesting to discuss and reflect upon.
Hopefully, we'll meet some of the leaders.
That is,
and then discuss and then talk to the people and then give you much more clearer picture.
Yeah, get more depth, right? These are we had a theoretical discussion, but at the same time it must also be complemented with our new
reality. It should not look like we're just
using big talks.
Ball or something.
Talking inside a TV studio. Okay, I think on that note, we are at the end of this episode.
Okay.
So that was nice. Let's hope for the best.
Yes.
Let's stay positive and meet you in the next episode.
At the end, even though the focus was Nepal here, but it's not just our interest is to talk only about Nepal. As a researcher, we like to talk about the universal problems, right?
Yeah.
So how these kind of examples, the theories we learn, can actually make sense.
Yeah.
And then how it can be also used in other contexts to understand similar kind of phenomenon, right?
Yes.
So the listeners should not think that we are just focusing on one country or one particular. We are taking it as one case, which we have a better understanding.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
To make sense of the theory.
Yeah.
So the overall our understanding of today's theoretical understanding was about this acceleration, modernization, how this the relation between social, technical, culture, history, and all that, how they come together.
Yeah.
So and we need to understand that if we really want to understand the development issues.
Yes. Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. So on that note, please continue subscribing and watching our podcast. It gives us energy and motivation to make more episodes.
Yes.
And also please leave comments if you are interested in the ideas that we've shared or you would like to differ with our analysis. Please, we are open to all kind of suggestions and comments.